One of the president's prerogative powers is the power to issue executive orders. So, executive orders are a bit like laws. A law, right, binds us. A law is something we all have to obey that the president has to execute. An executive order is exactly the same. But executive orders differ in three key ways. The first is that they are issued by the president alone. So the president just signs them, and that is it. The law is made. And we know from looking at Congress that that is not ordinarily how law is made, right? Ordinarily, it's a really long process with all sorts of points which a bill can die. And finally, if a bill passes through both chambers of Congress in the same form and gets to the president's desk and the president signs it or vetoes it and then Congress overrides the veto, then we have a law. So that's the first key difference, how they're made. The second key difference is that laws are much more permanent. Presidential executive orders are impermanent. So a president passes them, signs one rather, yay, it's now like a law. However, the next president can come along and sign a thing saying, I don't want this anymore, and reverse it, and it's no longer a law. However, if Congress has passed a law, Congress has to be the one to undo it. And since it's really hard to make a law, it's also then really hard to unmake a law. Right? So Congress would have to pass a new law to reverse the old one, and we know that process is long. So we can consider laws pretty permanent, but because the president can just undo an executive order, they are less permanent. The third key difference is that executive orders don't just come with funding. Congress doesn't have to fund them. So Congress doesn't technically have to fund laws it passes. It's just, why would it pass a law and not provide funding for that law? Congress wanted the law, that's why they passed it, so they're going to fund it. However, the president, even if he wants funding, can't do it alone, because we know that the Constitution says that Congress has the power of the purse. Congress can fund things, not the president. So if the president wants to pass an executive order, he has to do it in a way that doesn't require any money for it to be executed, or can draw on money that is already there in the executive branch for some purpose. But that's really hard to do generally, because most of the money that the government uses is allocated for a specific purpose already by Congress when they have proposed and passed a budget. So executive orders can be a really powerful tool for the president, because it means the president can act alone without Congress to basically make laws. But we know that these laws are less permanent and don't come with funding. So they are a bit of a different thing that allows presidents to do something alone, but not necessarily to do the same thing as Congress would be able to do.